Hi there and welcome to Covey Fabrics DIY channel. My name is Amy and I'm visiting you today from Artisan Upholstery Studio right here on YouTube. Today I'm celebrating the sunny weather by making some outdoor lounge cushions for some patio furniture. I'm going to be working with this fun and funky Sunbrella fabric. It's water and fade resistant and it's really soft to the touch, which is unusual for outdoor fabric. As you can see, this plain chair could use some comfort and color. For the padding, you can use either this polyester cushioning, or you can use cheap foam. This is just nice soft foam that I have, and it'll be okay for outdoor use as long as it doesn't sit out in the rain. So I'm measuring down the side of the widest cushion, and that is the width I'm going to do for all of the cushions. The foam was a little bit more narrow, but I'm going to make them all the same because it's going to look better to have them all the same. So you could just cut the width of the fabric. Now, to get the true measurement for these style of cushions, the measurement would go halfway down the thickness of the cushion. So you're going to go halfway down the middle and then add your ½ inch for the seam allowance all the way around. So my cushions were 21, so I'm cutting them 22. And I'm going to add zippers to these cushions so that the cushions inside can easily be taken out, and these can be thrown in the wash. You're going to snip 1-inch squares out of every corner of each cushion. So 1-inch squares off of every corner of your cushion. And then you're going to sew your zipper in. So it's going to be a ½ inch seam and 2 inches from each edge, just for starting to get your opening for the zipper to fit into. So now you can fit your zipper in to the slot and just sew the zipper into that slot that you've made. So we're going to go ahead and sew the sides of the cushion together, keeping in mind that we do have those little corner cutouts on every corner. So you're going to leave those open in the corners, and you're just sewing a ½ inch seam allowance down the sides and the front of the cushion. So again, you do not have to close up or sew the corners at this point. So we're going to close up our corners now, and this is going to create a little sharp edge on each corner to give the cushion itself some thickness. So it'll be a square cushion when we put the foam inside. So to get that look, you're going to open up the seam, straighten out the fabric, and then do a 1/2 inch seam allowance down the straight edge of that corner you have cut out. So it does take a bit of practice, so after you've done it a few times, you should get the hang of it. So this is what our corner will look like when it's finished. So a nice, clean, crisp edge on all of the corners. So now we're going to do the back cushion. So I'm going to do the back in 2 separate pieces that I stitched together in the end. So it'll be like a floppy top piece attached to the main back cushion. So this is the bigger cushion, and I measured across the top and then down each side so that I was measuring from the middle of the foam to the middle on the other side, and then you add 1 inch to that measurement to give you your cut size. And then the same with this one, measuring it from 1/2 and 1/2 and add 1 inch to that measurement. I'm going to put the zippers on the edges that meet each other, and I think that'll be the cleanest look for these cushions. So you're just doing what you did on the seat cushion. So you're going to put the zipper in first, and then we will finish it off from there. So now I'm just sewing the edges, and I am keeping that pattern lined up. If your fabric has a pattern, it's important that it line up on the sides and especially on the front. And again, you're going to sew the corners that were opened up from those little squares that you cut out. So I have my two pieces sewn, so the top portion and the bottom portion of the back. I'm going to sew them together inside the zipper here. So the zippers will be hidden on one side and showing on the other side. And you do want to take care to match up any pattern that your fabric may have. So I'm adding a little bit of padding to the back cushions because they weren't as wide as the seat cushion. And I'm just going to fill out the extra with some bonded polyester, which should not get damaged by the sun and just being outside. It should be okay. What a difference this fabric has made to these chairs that were sort of boring and blended in with the deck before. The fabric is really jumping out. It's fun, it's fabulous, and these cushions are making the chairs a lot more comfortable to sit on as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspires you to make your lounge area more comfortable too. Thanks for watching.